Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
One more day on the bay for the Yankees, and a nice way to spend Father's Day here. How about some sailing or maybe some kite surfing? Sure, those are good options. But how about this? A sunny, beautiful day trip to the ballpark. Yep, that's a perfect day for dads anytime and everywhere. As Hyundai presents the Sunday Game of the Week, it's the Yankees against the Oakland A's from O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, California. As always, great to have you with us. Bob Lorenz along with Ken Singleton. For both of us and everybody at Yes, we wish you a very happy Father's Day. The Yankees will try and make it 2-3 here today. Overall on this road trip, they're 5-3. And what we have seen is an offensive surge. Now, you might not say 4 runs a game is an offensive surge, but it's been much better until last night when they stalled a bit in losing. They got just 1 run on 3 hits. Meantime, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup brought to you by Chevrolet. It's Jesse Chavez who comes in at 5-4. His season is stalled a bit, but his ERA of 3.04, still 9th best in the American League. And Kenny's going up against lefty Vidal Nuno, coming off a no decision against Seattle.
Well, the Yankees hope that he pitches much in the same manner that he did against the Mariners back on June the 10th, as he was very solid, had a good breaking ball, particularly against the left-handed hitters. He also got some defensive help. Jacoby Ellsbury, we've seen this before on this road trip. He's been excellent in center field. Once again, another left-handed hitter struggling, and once again, Jacoby Ellsbury. Nuno got a no decision, but the Yankees got the win in the game.
So they swept Seattle. They've split here in Oakland. They'll try and get a win on Getaway Day today. It's a beautiful day by the bay, and a great way to say thanks, Dad, with a ball game. And with that in mind, we've got the perfect gift next.
I love you. Have a great day.
Hey, Dad. Just want to wish you a happy Father's Day. I love you. Thanks for everything.
Hey, I'm David Robertson, and I just wanted to tell my dad happy Father's Day. You've been a wonderful influence to me, and you've taught me how to be a real man, and I appreciate everything you've ever done for me in my life.
Hey, Dad. Just want to wish you happy Father's Day. Thanks for always being there for me and, pushing me to get to my dreams. I love you.
Hey, Dad. Sorry we can't be together for Father's Day, but I hope you like that stuff I sent from Seattle. Happy Father's Days to all the fathers out there, and in particular mine. Thank you for always being supportive through the good times and, more importantly, the bad. Love you. Happy Father's Day.
Well, Kenny, some great wishes for dads there. We're seeing a lot of dads and kids here at the ballpark today, and I'd like to wish you not only a happy Father's Day, but by proxy a happy Father's Day to your son Justin and his wife Tricia, who gifted you with your 3rd grandchild this week.
Yeah, Callie Elizabeth Singleton, and boy, she looks like a beauty. I can't wait to hold her in my arms.
That's going to be a tremendous moment. And another KS on the initials, by the way.
That's exactly right. They're thinking ahead.
Yeah. You've got another grandchild with those initials.
Yeah,
too.
Kenley, my second grandchild, Kenley Singleton. So she's another KS.
So anything that's monogrammed in your name, KS, they're going to have some wonderful things from you, right?
Yeah, that's going to go on. Well, I can pass them along to them, yeah.
Well, again, happy Father's Day, and to all of you dads out there, it is a beautiful day, as you can see here at OAK Coliseum. And with that in mind, let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. At first pitch, it'll be 71 degrees today, humidity 51%, winds at 10 miles an hour. So a little breezier than it has been the past couple ball games. And the Yankees, Kenny, looking to make it 2 of 3 before they head back home.
Yeah, it would give them a nice road trip. It'd be 6-3 before heading back to Yankee Stadium, taking on Toronto on Tuesday evening.
Let's take a look at today's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus that will go up against Jesse Chavez. It all begins in left field with the leadoff man, Brett Gardner. Derek Jeter batting second at short. Jacoby Ellsbury is a center fielder. He will hit third. Mark Teixeira at first base today. That left ribcage tightness seems to be good enough. He's getting the start. Batting cleanup. Brian McCann will do the catching this afternoon. Carlos Beltran is the DH, hitting 6th. Ichiro Suzuki out in right field today, batting 7th. Yangervis Solarte playing second, batting 8th. And Kelly Johnson rounds out the order at third base.
The right-hander on the mound taking his final warm-up tosses is Jesse Chavez, 30 years old. He's 2-0 in his career against the Yankees, including a win this year, June 4th at Yankee Stadium, when the A's beat the Yankees by a score of 7-4. Those are his numbers, and you can see a pretty good ERA, 3.04. Let's check out the Tri-Honda Pitchers Scouting Report. A lack of support lately. The A's have only scored 7 runs in his last 3 games. He's done very well against right-handed batters. Has a very good breaking ball, and that's how he's held them to a 187 batting average for the season.
Now, he came out of the gate strong, 2-0, a 1.89 ERA in 6 April starts, but has kind of tapered off since then. In 7 starts in May and June, 3-4 with an ERA just north of 4, and opponents batting .293 against him over that span. So we are all set to go here at O.co. Yankees took the opener. A's won last night 5-1. As again, the offense, Kenny, seemed a little out of sync from what we saw in the prior 4 games.
Well, they ran into a tough pitcher in Scott Kazmir, who's having a very good year. His record is now 8-2 as he beat the Yankees last night. But maybe a different situation today with Jesse Chavez on the mound.
Gardner singled in 4 at-bats last night, and Chavez starts him off with a strike here this afternoon.
First pitch.
Gardner comes in at .281, 4 home runs, and 24 runs batted in. A shattered bat, a little pop fly. Kyle Blanks had to fight off the bat, and Nick Punto fights off the sun to catch it 1 away.
Batting in the second position, shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 2.
Jeter receiving a similar ovation prior to the game when the A's held a small ceremony for him, and we'll have more details of that coming up. Chavez starts him off with strike 1. Coming into last night's game, Jeter had 4 multi-hit games. Did not have a hit last night, and swings and misses there 0-2, and there's that breaking ball.
Yeah, a good slow breaking ball. Variety of speeds for Chavez on that particular pitch. Although lately we heard his cutter has not been as effective as it was early in the season. Well, if he tosses a few bad ones up there, maybe the Yankees can get into him.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the 3-pitch strikeout. Let's take a look at the defense behind Jesse Chavez for the A's. It's presented by Geico. Out in left field, it's Craig Gentry. Normally it's Yoenis Cespedes out there, but he's the DH today. Coco Crisp in center field and Brandon Moss in right. Josh Donaldson's at third. Jed Lowry is the shortstop. Nick Punto is at second base. Kyle Blanks is at first. And Derek Norris is behind the plate. Now Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury last night saw his 17-game hitting streak come to an end. For the season, he's at .286, 4 home runs, and 30 runs batted in. And first pitch strike, and Chavez getting ahead quickly on these hitters.
The veteran umpire behind the plate is Dale Scott, and every time he gives a strike call, there's a little dance to it, and that Unique style.
Ball up 1-1.
Chavez is one of those pitchers that was drafted very low. I think originally in the 39th round, and he wasn't impressed with that. Scouts thought he was too small. He only weighed 160 pounds. Well, let's say he's all grown up now, all the way up to 175.
Really breaking the scale, isn't he? He's ahead 1-2 to Ellsbury.
Long and lean.
Goes with a fastball right down the pipe and got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Chavez. And we'll take it to the bottom of the first here in Oakland. First at bats for the A's, coming up against Vidal Nuño. It's Vidal Nuño this afternoon. Coco Crisp is in center leading things off. Craig Gentry is out in left field today. He'll bat second. Yoenis Cespedes is the DH this afternoon. A half day for him. Derek Norris does the catching, batting cleanup. Jed Lowry is at shortstop today, batting fifth. Josh Donaldson moved down a little bit in the order. He's in 6th spot, playing third base. Brandon Moss is in right field, batting 7th. Kyle Blanks is the first baseman, batting 8th. And the veteran Nick Punto in there, rounding out the order at second base.
Vidal Nuño just finished his warm-up tosses, and we'll check out his numbers on the season this year. This will be his 11th start. His record 1-2. His ERA just a little south of 5, and more than a hit per inning. Doesn't walk that many. 44 strikeouts. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. This is the man you want pitching on getaway day. It's a long trip back to New York. We all know how quickly Nuño works. He's got a good changeup, and Whitey Ford, the chairman of the board, Nuño has made 6 career road starts. The Yankees have won them all, and that's the best mark since Whitey Ford's first 13 starts on the road. The Yankees won all of them.
Starts crisp off with strike 1.
And that was back in the 1950s.
Well, his numbers are great on the road. You mentioned they've won his starts here on the road, but he's 2-0 with a 1.80 ERA in his 6 road starts this season. Inside to crisp, 1-1.
A little cutter right there.
Breaking ball back up the middle. Leadoff base hit for Crisp. Let's quickly take a look at the defense behind Vidal Nuño today. In left field, it's Brett Gardner. Center field, Jacoby Ellsbury. And in right field, it's Ichiro. Around the infield, Kelly Johnson at third. Derek Jeter at short. Got Hervis Solarte at second. And Mark Teixeira back in there at first. He was a scratch yesterday, of course, with some left rib cage tightness. Then Brian McCann behind the plate. In that game, McCann had to start at first, and John Ryan Murphy went behind the plate. McCann played some nice defense over there.
Yes, he did. He made some nice plays laying out on one, but today, hopefully he doesn't have to lay out on anything.
And Gentry squares to bunt, and it's in for strike 1.
Gentry has good speed. He's also got a 5-game hitting streak going. He doesn't get to play all that often. He's playing left field today. As you mentioned, Bob, Yoenis Cespedes will be the designated hitter. And what the A's lose in arm strength, they gain in speed. Gentry's one of the fastest runners in the league.
Yankees baseball is available in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Infinity.
You just saw Coco Crisp at first base. He's got 11 steals and 13 attempts. Nobody has ever stolen second base with Nuno on the mound. He's only given up one steal in his career, and that was of third base. He's got a little funky delivery from the stretch position that kind of freezes base runners. He kind of kicks that leg up quickly and then can either go to first base or home.
And I'm not sure if it's funky, but it's different. Crisp's leadoff. He almost looks like he's leaning towards second. And you would think that that would hinder him from going back to the bag if he had to.
One thing about Nuno that we have learned, he kind of struggles sometimes early in ball games before he gets a feel for what's working and what's not. But then he seems to settle down. And hopefully today he gets off to a good start for the Yankees and gives them a chance to jump on the scoreboard first.
Holds Crisp at first. Ground ball to short. Jeter on the backhand. He started the little jump throw, but he had to eat it, and 2 aboard with nobody out. Infield single for Gentry.
Well, Nuno's getting what he wants. He's getting some ground balls, but they're not directly at Yankee infielders. With the double play in order, we look at this on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Bob's talking about Jeter goes to the backhand. He was pitched towards second in case there was a double play ball, but no play. Crisp runs well, and so does Gentry.
So now the batter, Yoenis Cespedes, DHing today. 0 for 6 so far in this series. Yankees pitchers have done a good job keeping him off the base paths and inside the ballpark. He has 12 homers and 42 runs batted in. Crisp is at second, Gentry at first. And Nuno misses away, 1-0.
So far, the Yankees have done a pretty good job with Cespedes in this series. He does not have a hit. He had a 9-game hitting streak coming in. Trying to keep him at least cool for one more day.
Big swing and a miss. He wanted all of that one. 1-1. Well, you take a look at his numbers against the Yankees. Just 16 games against them, but 305, 6 homers and 10 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of power. We talked about the home run derby at Citi Field last year. We talked about it last night. He won it. He hit 32 home runs in that home run derby, averaged 405 feet.
1-1. Cespedes fouls it away, 1-2.
So his average home runs in a home run derby would clear the center field fence here.
That's some pop.
Yeah, it is. Serious stuff.
Nuno with the 1-2 pitch. And a check swing, just a half swing, and Nuno got him. Terrific pitch, 1 away.
Nice cutter down and in. Got Cespedes out front. There's McCann's target down and in. You can see Cespedes with the well, not his A swing. It's supposed to be down somewhere XYZ. But it all adds up in the K.
So 1 away, and Derek Norris, the cleanup hitter. He is catching today. Norris has 6 home runs on the season, 26 runs batted in, and another one of their catchers that has a solid average too, Kenny, at 295.
Yeah, their catching core has done a pretty good job hitting. In fact, Norris, one of the most improved hitters in the league since last year's All-Star break. He's hitting over 300 as we approach the All-Star break this year. So he really came on in the second half last year with the lumber, and Bob Melvin not afraid to put him in the 4th spot in the lineup.
Nuno trying to wiggle his way out of a jam here. 2 aboard, 1 away. Struck out Cespedes, but that's ball 1 to Derek Norris. To your point about Nuno, first inning he has an ERA north of 8 in his starts this season, but then settles down after that, a 3.30 ERA after that.
Yeah, look at Norris with runners in scoring position, 350. Maybe that's another reason why he's batting 4th today. Nuno's one of those type of pitchers who can play on a hitter being over aggressive when he gets to 2 balls and no strikes, because it's a hitter's count, but Nuno has a good changeup. He's not afraid to use it.
Takes a little off that one to get a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, 83 miles an hour. You know, if you're a hitter up there, you're looking for the gas, and Nuno can take the foot off the pedal.
Nuno misses. 3-1. So you got Coco Crisp at second and Craig Gentry at first. Back-to-back singles for those two. And then a strikeout of Cespedes. There's a 3-1 to Norris.
You can see Solarte trying to hold Coco Crisp fairly close to second. Jockeying back and forth, trying to get his attention.
Norris out to left field. Deep drive. Brett Gardner chasing it back. They'll watch it fly into the seats. Norris, a 3-run home run, and the A's are on the board first. They lead it 3-0. For Norris, home run number 7 on the season.
Well, we told you about the first inning blows and troubles of Vidal Nuno, but this is a first. It's the first home run he's ever given up on the road. He'd given up 10 this year, all at Yankee Stadium. Norris knew it when he hit it. Brett Gardner's going to run out of real estate in left field, and the A's jump out in front 3-0 here in the bottom of the first.
And by the way, that is just their second home run over the last 6 games. That ball's fouled back straight away by Jed Lowry. They had a season-best streak of 16 consecutive games with a home run. And then the power outage kind of went out like that bank of left field lights last night for 38 minutes. Well, now it's back.
There it is on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Derek Norris with home run number 7 on the season. You were talking about the power outage for the A's, and that's unusual because they've hit the second most home runs in the league. Only Toronto's hit more.
78th home run of the season for the A's as a team. Jed Lowry out to left field. Gardner has it. 2 away. Now, I'm curious what you make of this in the lineup. It's Josh Donaldson coming up. We know he's mired in an 0-for-31 slump. And Bob Melvin stacked he and Jed Lowry next to each other. Josh Donaldson moving down from the 3 spot. Lowry came into this 2-for-29, and Donaldson 0-for-31.
Well, he's probably figuring something's got to give. One of these guys got to get going soon. But you're right. Donaldson 0-for-31 got tossed out of last night's game. You can see the frustration building up. And this kind of started with Donaldson ever since he got in that little brouhaha with Manny Machado, the Baltimore Orioles.
Donaldson to left field and foul.
And actually, I think Machado went off on an 0-for-13 after that. So both of them have struggled since their little argument at Camden Yards. Machado took umbrage to a tag by Donaldson. Thought he tagged him too hard.
Donaldson back up the middle, but you see Solarte played almost behind the second base bag. So his woes extend to 0 for his last 32. And that will do it here in the bottom of the first, but not before the A's get 3 on the board. Nuno gets a pitch up to Derek Norris, and he takes it out to left. 3-0 A's. ChryslerChrysler.com or stop by your local Chrysler dealer today. By Blimpie. Get the most for your money with Blimpie $5 deals. Choose from 4 of your Blimpie favorites. And by your Tri-State BMW centers. We head to the top of the second here. A lot of Yankees and A's fans in attendance on a beautiful Father's Day. What a great way to spend it. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Yankees will try to battle out of a 3-0 hole. Eric Chavez went 1-2-3 in the first inning. Here's Mark Teixeira. By the way, Kenny, that was a first for him.
First time in 15 career starts that Jesse Chavez has had a 1-2-3 first inning.
Mark Teixeira left one out to right field. Brandon Moss comes in, waves everybody off, one away.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this game, though.
Good to see Teixeira back in there. He had a little left rib cage tightness. It kept him out of last night's game, but took some swings in BP today. Gave the thumbs up to Joe Girardi, and he's in there batting cleanup today. Batting fifth is Brian McCann, who is now catching in this ball game. And McCann comes in at .227, 7 homers and 28 runs batted in.
McCann has a couple of hits in this series and 8 trips to the plate.
To the left side, they had the shift on, but right at the third baseman, Donaldson went away.
They had all that real estate over there, and he hits it right directly at Donaldson, who's playing a shortstop. But I give McCann credit for trying to get something started with the Yankees down by 3 runs. You see him just hit that outside pitch the other way. I bet you with 20, 30 yards on either side of Donaldson, he hit it right to it.
So 2 away. Here's Carlos Beltran, the DH. Beltran at .241, 5 homers and 17 runs batted in. And a swing and a miss. He got yesterday's ball game off.
We were talking to Carlos behind the cage the other day, and he was saying how this brace that he wears, it doesn't feel comfortable. He's not comfortable with it as yet. Says you can't quite get the full extension that you would if you're not wearing it, but it's protection now for the soreness in that elbow.
One-two pitch. Popped up. Foul territory that Norris will give it a look, but it's about 3 rows back. Boy, every defender has to give every pop fly a long look, don't they, in this ballpark? So much foul territory.
Well, it's amazing. You saw the number of Jeter jerseys behind the Yankee dugout there.
Here's the 1-2 again. Beltran, clean base hit to right field with 2 away.
Now you think back to the days when Carlos broke in 1999 with the Kansas City Royals and Rookie of the Year in the American League right off the bat. 20+ home runs, drove in over 100 runs his first year, and he was on his way to a tremendous career. Now with both over 300-something home runs and 300-something stolen bases.
Well, we know Ichiro has bunches of hits both in Japan and here in the majors. Comes in at .314. No homers, 9 runs batted in. He did not have a hit last night in getting the start in right field, although he did draw a walk. Strike outside, 1-1.
You were talking about Chavez struggling somewhat in his last few starts. He's given up 6 home runs his last 6 starts. And prior to that, he'd been pretty solid, keeping the ball in the ballpark. He was supposed to be the long man out of the bullpen for the A's this year, but with their, the Tommy John epidemic hitting their club particularly hard, Jared Parker and A.J. Griffin had to press Chavez into action as a starting pitcher.
Two-one pitch, Ichiro. Boy, that is an Ichi hit right there. Base hit left field with 2 away. It's almost literally, Kenny, like he just guides it through that hole.
He's a hitter like no one else in the game. Bat control is the name of his hitting stroke. Every once in a while, you know, he might load up and try and hit one hard and go deep. But this has been Ichiro for how many years now? Both in Japan and the United States. Slash and dash.
So Beltran's on second, Ichiro's at first, and with 2 away, here's Yangervis Solarte. Solarte 0 for 4 in last night's game. He's trying to get it going again.
And he is 0 for his last 16. That ties his longest hitless streak as a major league player.
Chavez evens the count at 1-1. Now, though he didn't succeed last night, Ken, the night before he was given the day off, and sometimes Joe Girardi does that to give him a little bit of a break. We'll see if he can ramp it back up here offensively. He is the leading hitter for the Yankees with runners in scoring position, but that's Craig Gentry tracking that ball in short left, and that'll do it. So Solarte comes up empty, as do the Yankees with 2 aboard as we head to the bottom of the second. Vehicle of the Yankees. We've been asking you, what specific play do you think is Jeter's signature defensive moment and why? We've got this response from Rose Conk. The flip play. No other play would have been in that. No other player would have been in that spot. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag YankeesPrius to keep the conversation going. Jeter came all the way across the field on that play, and that has got to be top 3 of his iconic plays.
Yeah, he's made quite a few, though, when you think about it. Also, there was no mention of the flip play in the opening ceremonies.
That's right. They lost the video. So the Yankees had Vidal Nuno down 3-0 after Derek Norris's 3-run first inning home run. And Nuno facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Brandon Moss leading things off. Moss, another dangerous guy. 268, 16 homers, 53 runs batted in. Kenny, last night, a lot of success from the 7, 8, 9 spots in the A's order. They went 5 of 10, knocked in 3 runs and scored 3, albeit a completely different cast of characters. That was Stephen Vogt, Andy Perino, and Eric Sogard.
Well, we talked about the versatility of this team and how Bob Melvin feels that he can place players just about anywhere, give guys days off, and the other guys will come through for him. Wow. Derek Norris's parents must be very proud of him. He hit 2 home runs on Mother's Day, and now he's hit 1 on Father's Day.
And Nuno gets Brandon Moss to strike out 1 away.
See how he passes him up. Just got a piece of it that Brian McCann just able to hold on to it. Almost came out of the glove.
We mentioned that Nuno settles down after the first inning. We'll have to see how he runs through the A's lineup from here. This is the number 8 hitter, Kyle Blanks.
Blanks is, we saw him in the opening game of the series. He's 0 for 5 after a career-high 9-game hitting streak. We told you they got him in a trade with San Diego.
Little chopper to third base. Kelly Johnson, look at the spin on that ball. Nothing he could do as he started on the glove hand side, the front hand side, and had to go backhand.
Well, he was playing deep with the right-handed hitting Blanks at the plate, and Blanks hit that what they call the swinging bunt. And I was watching Blanks go down the line, and he runs pretty well for a big guy. No play for Kelly Johnson. Infield single. See, he was back towards the grass. So Blanks broke that 0 for 5.
And with him on first, the number 9 hitter, Nick Punto. First time we've seen Punto so far in the series is at .252, a homer and 10 runs batted in.
First time we've seen in this series, but not the first time we've seen Nick Punto. Many years with the Minnesota Twins. Switch hitting utility infielder.
Courtesy throw over to first. One pitch to Punto. Nuno in with a strike, 1-2. Fouled into the seats, 1-2.
Yeah, Punto had spent most of his career with the Minnesota Twins. He came out passionately in the Philadelphia Phillies organization and made it up to the Phillies in 2001. Then to Minnesota, St. Louis, Boston, in the last couple of years with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Hard hit, left field, base hit. 2 aboard with 1 away for the A's. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch out every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Yankees.com for details.
Nuno tried to sneak a fastball in on Punto, and Punto would not have it.
So a similar situation to the first inning when Nuno had 2 aboard after 2 singles and 1 out. Then Norris hit the 3-run home run. Here's Coco Crisp. In his second at bat, he singled and scored in that first. And strike 1. That evens the count at 1-1. Nuno trying to give him some depth. He's at 37 pitches already here in the second. His last outing was 5 2/3 against Oakland. Prior to that, just 4 2/3. Trying to push him a little deeper into ball games here.
One thing about Nuno in a situation like this, of course, the ultimate would be to get a double play ball and get out of the inning. But the situation that hurts Nuno, he's not really a ground ball pitcher. He's more or less a fly ball pitcher. So he doesn't get that many double plays turned behind him.
He already has 2 strikeouts in the game, looking for that swing and miss pitch from Coco Crisp.
Yeah, only one of the outs so far has been a fly ball, and that was more of a line drive out to left field to Brett Gardner.
Here's the 1-2. This is outside, 2-2. Crisp out to left field and down the line. Is it fair? It is, and it's into the seats. Another 1-out, 3-run home run, and Nuno and the Yankees are down 6-0.
Well, yet again, he got something in. Trying to sneak it in on Coco Crisp, and Crisp, like Punto, was too quick. Although this one results in a 3-run homer. Coco Crisp last year hit a career-high 22 home runs. That's his 5th this year.
Also now 21 runs batted in, and that is a big deficit for the Yankees. 6-0 here in the bottom of the second. Nuno having all kinds of problems. Now here's Craig Gentry. Starts him off with ball 1, and McCann will go to the mound.
Two innings in a row, a couple of singles followed by a home run.
And that is Craig Gentry out to left, but right in Brett Gardner's sights. A line drive out, 2 away. Nuno able to get Cespedes to strike out swinging in his first at bat. That extended his hitless string to 0 for 7 in the series. That first home run of the afternoon that Nuno gave up to Norris. That was Norris' first career at bat in the cleanup spot. He comes through, and now Crisp comes through with the second homer of the day.
You can almost hear him saying when he got back to the dugout, I think I'm going to like hitting 4th.
Bob Melvin shakes up the lineup a little bit today, and so far it's paid off. Pitch inside there, 1-2-1.
He's still got some hitters in the lineup who are really cold. And Donaldson, Lowry, Moss hasn't been hitting that well lately. But the other guys are carrying it.
Three-one pitch to left field, a 2-out base hit for Yoenis Cespedes.
Those players that I mentioned have made 3 of the 4 outs that Nuno has gotten so far.
7th hit of the ball game for the A's, and that'll bring Joe Girardi out to the mound.
Well, he's not going to take him out because nobody's warming up. This is either a pep talk or maybe telling him, look, you're going to be out here for a while.
But there now is activity in the Yankees bullpen.
There's something that Joe wants changed out here, and pretty quickly if you can do it.
Jose Ramirez up in the bullpen. You know, it could be one of those, let's just keep it here. Our offense is good. Let's give them some time to do some work and get back into this thing. But keep it at 6-0.
Number 36, Derek Norris.
So Norris with his 7th home run in the first, stake the A's to a 3-0 lead. Ball gets away from McCann. Cespedes racing for second, and he's in.
Now, I believe that ball hit in the dirt, so that should be a wild catch. Yeah, Dale Scott wants a new ball. And anytime a ball hits the dirt this day and age, they take it out of the game. Yep. Shorts hop, and Cespedes quickly moves to second on the wild pitch. Off the heel of the glove.
So another runner in scoring position for Norris, who looks at ball 2. Two-one pitch right back to Nuno. Tough hop, and he's got it, and that will do it. But not before he gives up his second 3-run home run of the game. This time off the bat of Coco Crisp to left, and just like that, the A's are on top 6-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd. The 3rd, let's take a look at the Coors Banquet Timeless Moment. And on this date in 1923, Lou Gehrig makes his Major League debut as a defensive replacement for Wally Pipp at first base. And Ken, we all know how that turned out.
Yes. Well, the Hall of Fame career was just in the launching on June 15th, 1923.
And it turned Wally Pipp into a verb. You got Wally pipped. You got pipped.
Well, until Gladys Knight came along.
Right. And a Gehrig fan in the stands as we head to the top of the 3rd. Yanks down 6-0. It's the 9-1-2 hitters that will face Jesse Chavez. Already 7 hits and 6 runs for the A's on the Audi A3 scoreboard. Yanks have 2 hits, but nothing to show for it in the run column. And that's Kelly Johnson starting things off with a base hit to left. Johnson a big turn and a look. Gentry gets it back in. A leadoff single for Johnson. Yes. 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say that's his 2nd opposite field hit in this series.
Number 11.
It's kind of an inside out swing, and he slices over the head of Donaldson and into left field to get things started for the Yankees here in the 3rd inning. Also, we were talking about the lack of support for Chavez. He doesn't have any qualms with that today. The A's have scored 1 less run for him in the first 2 innings of this game than they got in the last 3 games combined for him.
And now they're up around their season average for him. He gets about 6 runs a game. Second on the staff to Scott Kazmir yesterday. He gets almost 7 runs per day. Brett Gardner popped to second in his first at bat.
As they say, sometimes it's not how you pitch, it's when you pitch. And if you're getting a lot of run support, it makes it a lot easier to just navigate yourself through a ball game.
Now the trend of this road trip, and especially the stop in Seattle up until last night's ball game when they were held to a run on 3 hits, the consistency and the continuity throughout the lineup, and that's what they're going to have to look for here. Stringing hits, good at bats, and walks together maybe to get back into this game. Brett Gardner to second. It'll be a tough double play, but you see a nice little move by Johnson to at least eliminate the possibility or the easy chance. It's still a double play. It's a little wilder, but the A's get 2 outs on that grounder off the bat of Gardner.
Yeah, that's what you get from a veteran at second place like Nick Punto. He saw that Johnson was going to try and hold up, trying to avoid the tag, so he gets Gardner at first, and then the fun starts. And Blanks finally tags out Kelly Johnson for out number 2 to complete the double play.
The unroutine 4-3-6-3 double play. So 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. Derek Jeter struck out swinging in his first at bat. Well, fans here in the Bay Area have packed the house over the last 3 games to see the Yankees and to see Jeter in his final regular season appearance here. Another sellout crowd of 36,067. Jeter looks at strike 2. Jeter to first. Blanks up with it. He'll take it, and that'll do it. Jesse Chavez working quickly and efficiently through 3 innings. He's got a 6-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. It actually does. KC is Kalamazoo City. That was a team that Derek Jeter played for in Kalamazoo, and 13 was his number. So he's actually got Jeter's high school jersey on. That's pretty impressive stuff for that youngster. I'm not sure that his roots go deep being a Jeter fan, being so young, but obviously he's been a Jeter fan for a long time. And there are a lot of them, as we've seen, in attendance here in Oakland this afternoon and all weekend. Bottom of the 3rd here at O.Co. and the A's lead at 6-0. They've already had 6 runs on 7 hits against Vidal Nuno on the Audi A3 scoreboard.
Now, we mentioned Lowry's been one of the cold hitters. He's 1 for 7 in the series. He went to college nearby at Stanford and was an All-American while he was there. Switch hitting shortstop. Had a big year last year for the A's. 45 doubles, led the A's in hits with 175. But this year, not quite the same. Came in hitting 227.
Want to correct myself on that jersey. It's not Kalamazoo City. It's Kalamazoo Central.
Central, okay.
The home office from Kalamazoo just called. Get it right. So we did. 1-2 pitch. Misses inside. So Joe Girardi going to kind of let Vidal Nuno work his way through this if he can. Get some length out of him. Nobody up in the bullpen. And a ground ball to third, a fair ball. Johnson over to first, one away, which was kind of interesting. You almost saw McCann trying to call for him to hold up, but he didn't, and it results in an out.
That's what Bob's talking about. Maybe no. That's not what I want.
But they got what they wanted.
They got the out. Nice play by Kelly Johnson at third base. I bet there's a few other pitches in this game, at least 2 that I know of he wouldn't want it back.
Prior to the game, Josh Donaldson was asked about his 0 for streak, and again now it's at 0 for 32, and he said, I think I'm human. It's frustrating. We'll see what happens today.
Yeah, well,
I just thought, I think I'm human? That's
the longest offer of his career. But with all these offers, he still has a chance to start the All-Star game. He's the leading voter. In the last A's third baseman to start the All-Star game was back in 1969, Sal Bando.
ground ball third base. Johnson again. 2 away.
Oh for 33.
Now batting, number 37, Brandon.
That'll bring up Brandon Moss, who struck out swinging his first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
So the A's made quite a find when they got Moss. Other organizations had him. Boston, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Now he's here in Oakland. And he led their team in home runs last year with 30. The year before that, he showed up just prior to the All-Star break, hit 21. So he's found a home here in the Bay Area.
And these players, they're of the same ilk. While some might not like playing here in Oakland, these players under Bob Melvin seem to love it. In fact, even after that bank of lights went out last night, they've had plumbing problems here. Eric Sogard said, hey, that's this place. That's why we love this place. Almost an underdog mentality, if you will.
Yeah. I want to play in a place where the lights work and the plumbing works.
Nuno missing inside. 3-2.
Whatever they're doing, they're making it work because they're in first place in the West.
Up by 3.5 as the day began over the Angels.
Been a lot of talk about the A's moving down to San Jose.
Into the shift. Solarte to first by a couple steps. They got him, and that'll do it. So 3 ground ball outs for Vidal Nuno as the A's finally go quietly. 6-0 Oakland. Call 1-866-NY-QUITS for free help today. Our question today, what father-son combo played the most games combined in Yankees history? A Father's Day quiz for you. We'll have the answer in the bottom half of the inning.
I think I know that one.
Hope you're having a great Father's Day. The A's lead the Yankees 6-0 on the Lincoln scoreboard. Yankees have had a hard time getting stuff going against Jesse Chavez, who's sitting pretty right now with a pitch count of 34 through 3. Jacoby Ellsbury leads things off here in the top of the 4th. He struck out looking in his first at bat. Ground ball, second base. Punto to first, one away.
Number 25, Mark Teixeira.
Mark Teixeira flew out to right in his first at bat. Comes in at 241, 11 homers and 31 runs batted in.
And once he comes up, the A's throw the shift on. Like Nuno, Chavez works pretty quickly. Although every once in a while you'll catch him walking around the mound. He did it on the previous pitch, not this one.
Behind Teixeira, 3-1. Brian McCann is on deck. And Teixeira lifts one towards the shortstop side of the field. And Donaldson, who is playing the shift, the shortstop position, if you will, has the catch, 2 away.
And the one thing about pitchers who work quickly is Chavez and Nuno, that they're the ones dictating the pace of the game. And sometimes when a pitcher's really on a roll and working that quickly as a hitter, you got to step out, slow them down, make them hold the ball.
It really gets them out of their rhythm, doesn't it? In Seattle, we just saw so many patient at bats, and in the first game of this series too, 3, 4, 5 pitches per at bat. They're just not getting that chance today.
Yeah, because he's throwing strikes at this point.
Brian McCann grounded to third in his first at bat. Now, when I say third, he grounded to short. The shift is on for McCann as well. He tried to take it to the opposite field, but it was right to Josh Donaldson.
When you think about the pitchers that the A's had going to DL, even before the season started, Jared Parker and A.J. Griffin, you thought it was really going to hurt their chances in the division. But Chavez, to a certain extent, has really helped them out. I mean, he's struggling a little bit lately, but he's got a winning record. He's 5-4, 3.04. Scott Kazmir certainly has answered the call. He's 8-2. So their pitching has still been pretty good, even with those injuries to the rotation. Best team ERA in the league. Sean Doolittle hasn't given up a run in over 20 innings out of the bullpen as their closer. And it's Kurt Young, the pitching coach, right next to Bob Melvin there. And with their club that hits home runs, scores runs, there's Sean Doolittle with the sunglasses and the beard. Made for a very successful, at least first third of the season for these Oakland A's.
Damn it! And McCann can't believe it as the home plate umpire Dale Scott rings him up. And that will do it. Strikes out looking. We head to the bottom of the fourth with the A's leading it 6-0.
Called out on strikes to end the fourth inning. He did not agree with home plate umpire Dale Scott. We'll take another look. To me, that looks pretty good. And Dale Scott, is it high enough? Yes, it is. And I thought it had the corner too. McCann didn't agree. You can see that catcher sitting on the outside corner there. Norris didn't have to move the glove much. That was enough for Dale Scott to make the call. Now, when you argue with an umpire, as soon as he takes that mask off, that's when you should start to back off, because that's kind of a, you know, it's like the cape for a bull. You know, just so, hey, it's time to stop.
But is that even more so for a catcher, because he has a very different relationship than any other player on the field with the home plate umpire.
Well, he wants to close calls too for his pitcher.
On the Lincoln scoreboard, Yankees find themselves down 6-0 to the A's. 2 3-run home runs this afternoon for the A's. One off the bat of Derek Norris, the other off the bat of Coco Crisp. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Nuno facing the 8-9-1 hitters. Kyle Blanks singled and scored in the second. And Blanks with another base hit. Gardner will track that into the corner, or close to the corner, and Blanks with a big turn, but it's a leadoff single. Hey, let's take a look at the answer to today's New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. The answer, in homage to Father's Day, the question, what father-son combo played the most games combined in Yankees history? And now the answer, Big Daddy, Kent Singleton, what do you got?
I think it's the Barrows.
How about the Griffies? Yep, Yogi Berra and Dale Berra, good call. 2,206 games combined. Blanks is on first for the leadoff single, and here's Nick Punto, who in the second inning backed up Blanks' single with another one. They eventually scored on the home run by Chris.
I saw Dale and Yogi Berra at Yogi's golf tournament a few weeks ago. Beautiful day out in Montclair, New Jersey. It's a beautiful day until I started swinging those clubs.
No, wait a minute.
Just didn't have a good day.
Those greens are tough.
Oh, man, they are fast. So this is where the trouble started in the second inning. Blanks got a base hit. Punto followed with one, and Coco Crisp on deck decided to hit his first home run as a right-handed hitter this year.
73 pitches for Nuno here in the bottom of the fourth, and Joe Girardi has Jose Ramirez up in the bullpen again. Won't let this get too out of hand with that leadoff runner on. And Punto draws a walk, 2 aboard with nobody out. Well, fans, you can now tweet Yes Network your best fan photo using hashtag YesFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown during the game. That is brought to you by AT&T. Got some great pictures in on that fan photo. Also seen some great images around the park today on Father's Day of dads and their kids here at the ballpark, families.
Here's the discussions. First to Shara, and now Brian McCann kind of tag team in Nuno. And what all this is in preparation for Jose Ramirez to get a few more warm-ups.
And Joe Girardi creeping out of the dugout, and he heads to the mound. So that's going to do it for Vidal Nuno here in the bottom of the 4th. Another short outing for Nuno. He finds himself down 6-0. So we take a break here on Yes. The A's honored Derek Jeter, his final regular season game here. They gave him a large bottle of Cabernet with his name personally engraved on it, a trip to Napa Valley, and $10,002 for his Turn 2 Foundation. You saw Chili Davis and Bob Melvin out there. Of course, he knows Chili Davis well from being teammates with him. Meantime, for Vidal Nuno, works into the 4th, but a rough afternoon. 8 hits and 6 runs allowed, and there are 2 aboard as Joe Girardi made the call to the bullpen, presented by Verizon Fios. Jose Ramirez in the game.
We saw Ramirez in the opening game of the series. He pitched a scoreless 9th inning in the Yankees 7-0 victory. And he picked up 1 strikeout in that inning.
The MO for the Yankees now, keep it a 6-run game and hope the offense can come to life against Jesse Chavez. Ramirez, ball 1 to the leadoff hitter, Coco Crisp.
Yeah, Ramirez featured a fastball upwards of 95 miles an hour. He also had a pretty good breaking ball. And his changeup is a very good pitch. Well-developed changeup for young Mr. Ramirez.
And a swing and a miss from Crisp, evens the count at 1-1.
And there it is, 82 miles an hour. Well out in front, Coco Crisp. You mentioned Coco hit a home run last time up, his 5th of the year, but his 1st as a right-handed hitter. So now he's filled that column.
Well, though he's on the other side of the plate, a sense of deja vu for him, seeing Kyle Blanks out at 2nd and Nick Punto at 1st.
Yeah.
Different pitcher with a little more heat coming at him. And that good change, as you said, has great movement on it, moves away from left-handers.
Always mentioned the fact on the air several times that when you're trying to develop a pitcher out there, you got your dads out there with your sons or even your daughters out there pitching, teach them a changeup before you go to any sort of breaking ball. Stay away from the curves and sliders till their arms get a little stronger, but you teach them a changeup right off the bat.
Three-one pitch. Ramirez in with a strike, 3-2. And ball four, bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Threw him a 3-2 changeup. Shows you how much confidence Ramirez has in it, on how much confidence McCann has in it for him to throw a strike. But meanwhile, the bases are now loaded.
As we've seen in this inning with 2 walks, the other idea in teaching pitching, Kenny, learn to pitch with command at both sides of the plate. And right now, Ramirez does not have that. Nuno didn't have it this afternoon. So another jam here for the Yankees. Bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the fourth. Gentry has singled and scored in 2 at-bats. He's also lined out to left field.
Gentry doesn't get to play all that often, more or less against left-handers and as a defensive replacement, but he's made the most of his opportunities lately. With the base hit back in the first inning, he's got a 6-game hitting streak going.
Ramirez in with a strike at 94, 1-1. So you've got Kyle Blanks at third base, Nick Punto at second, and Coco Crisp aboard with a walk. He's at first. Speed on the base paths and Crisp and Punto. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. It'd be a big spot for a strikeout here and then set up a potential double play ball. Yoenis Cespedes is on deck. 1-2 pitch to Gentry. Hits him in the head. Well, that will score another run, but the concern is for Gentry at the plate. They'll double check Gentry now that he's on his feet.
When you got 2 strikes, you're trying to protect the plate, and you know, one of the last things you're expecting is a pitch up and in. And they're going to make sure that he's completely okay before they let him stay in this ball game. And even if he is okay, they just might take him out anyway. He seems to be saying, I'm okay. But in this day and age of the concern with concussions, as we're going to take a look at this pitch, comes up and in, and look at right on the just over the bill of the helmet there, and they're going to let him stay in the game. Gentry's going to go down to first base and picks up a run batted in the hard way.
Well, we saw Kyle Blanks gently walk across the plate as they were tending to Gentry. He scores the 7th run of the game for the A's. Now with the bases loaded and nobody out, Yoenis Cespedes. Ramirez misses, ball 1.
Yeah, to me, that's the scariest side in baseball, when you see somebody get hit in the head. It's, you know, you come to spring training each year, and it's almost like you got to get over the fear of somebody throwing a baseball that hard in your direction. You're not really that aggressive in your first few spring training at bats when you're facing your own team. When they put another team out there in a different uniform, then you get aggressive again.
Cespedes with the bases loaded in his career. Tremendous numbers, 7 for 17. No grand slams, though. Bases loaded, nobody out for him here in the bottom of the 4th. He's trying to tee off on a fastball from Ramirez. He's behind 1-2.
And it definitely has a tee off swing just about every time.
So we'll take another look at the runners. It's now Nick Punto on third. Crisp is on second. Gentry on first. And Cespedes to left field. Punto will score. They will wave around. Crisp. 2 more runs score on a single by Cespedes. And the A's lead it 9-0.
Big swing and a base hit for Cespedes. His second hit of the game. Didn't really get the good wood on it, but he is a strong man. And he drives it into the outfield for a base hit and 2 more runs batted in. He now has 44 on the season.
See Punto score his second run of the game, followed by Crisp scoring his 3rd run of the game. So 9-0 A's, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th, and runners at first and second. Here's Derek Norris. He has gone deep already today. 1 for 2.
Well, the A's scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, went 1, 2, 3 out in the 3rd, maybe catching their breath, and now have scored 3 more here in the 4th.
Take a look at Vidal Nuno. A couple of those runs that he left out there charged to him. And Norris fouls that one away. And this start by Nuno today, I think a really good run by Yankees rookie starters who had allowed 2 earned runs or less in 8 straight outings. But that changed in a big way today.
Yeah, it changed in a hurry with the 3-run homer in the first by Derek Norris.
Gentry's on second, Cespedes on first. There's a 1-1 to Norris. Fouls it straight back. You see Gentry with Jeter moments ago. A little salutation for the captain.
Maybe checking on him to see how he's doing. And like I said, it's a scary proposition when somebody gets hit in the head.
Here's the 1-2 to Norris. Base hit right field. Gentry got a late break. They're going to hold him up. So another hit here for the A's in the bottom of the 4th. They'll have bases loaded. Nobody out.
Norris now 2 for 3. Good hitting here. He goes the other way. His average is up over 300 for the season.
Nobody out in the 7th batter of the inning. Coming up for the A's, it's Jed Lowry. He's 0 for 2. He's lined out to left and grounded to 3rd.
Well, we've seen nothing but a merry-go-round of A's base runners today.
Sean Kelly's up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Boy, really, Kenny, it's just about getting outs right now for the Yanks. They've got to find a way to get some outs. Pitching's been very good on this road trip. Struggling today. That one fouled away. that first game we saw Ramirez, albeit it was an inning, his stuff looked dominating in that game, and today just doesn't have the same feel.
Well, maybe what you see, his location is off. He's getting things, pitches too close to the middle of the plate.
Lowry right at Solarte, who tosses to Jeter. Quick double play. But another hard hit ball luckily results in 2 outs.
If you're Lowry, what is he, 2 for 32 now? You're thinking even with the bases loaded, hit a rocket, it goes right to somebody. Not only do I make an out, I double somebody off. And that's the way it's been going for Lowry lately. As Solarte gets it to Jeter, and they double up Gentry. Or I should say Cespedes. Yep. They've been moving around the bases so fast they didn't know who it was.
Gentry's at third and Derek Norris is at first, and with 2 away now, big swing and a miss from Josh Donaldson on a fastball. 96 on the gun. And fouls that one into the seats as you see Ichiro give it a long look. Donaldson looks like he just wants to pound something to get out of that 0 for 33 skid. All the A's are getting into the act hitting here, and he hasn't been able to join the party. 0-2 pitch. Chopper to the right side. That could sneak through. Solarte can't get to it. Another run will score. 10-0 A's.
And the hitless streak is over. Stops at 0 for 33 with a 1,000 hopper through the right side of the infield. We Willie Keeler would have been proud of that. Hit him where they ain't. And Solarte couldn't get to it.
Fourth run of the inning for the A's. And with Brandon Moss stepping to the plate, they've batted around. 9th batter of the inning. 4 hits in the inning as well, and a couple walks.
He just saw Donaldson down at first base, introducing himself once again to the first base coach, Ty Wall. He hadn't seen him in a while.
The shift on for Moss. Lifts one, drives one out to right field. Ichiro trying to track that one down. And he does. Tremendous catch by Ichiro. Boy, they have been knocking the ball all around the yard, and the A's with 4 more runs in the inning, but a nice defensive play there by Ichiro to stem the tide. Still, as we head to the 5th, the Yankees find themselves down 10-0. A's 10-0 over the Yankees here in the top of the fifth. A's with 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 4 more in the fourth inning. They have made it very rough on Vidal Nuno and Jose Ramirez today. Meantime, Jesse Chavez has made it very difficult on Yankees hitters. They have managed just 3 hits against him.
Yeah, the only problem for Chavez today, he's had to wait a long time to get back out on the mound. His teammates have been giving him a run support like he hadn't had all season long. 10-0.
Carlos Beltran leads things off. His second inning single was just his 5th hit in 32 at bats since coming back from the DL. Boy, Chavez, like he's been working on just about every batter, quickly ahead in the count.
When you're down 10-0, of course, it's a lot to make up on any scoreboard, anywhere, any sport. But you want to make it interesting. You want to do something. You don't want to sit there and watch a 0 up on your side of the ledger all day long.
Well, especially since your offense had really been coming around and showing some great signs of breaking out. As Beltran lifts one into center field, Chris will have it, 1 away. Let's take a look at today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center, Inspired Medicine. We take you around baseball. Trevor Plouffe of the Twins placed on the 15-day DL with a strained oblique. Jose Altuve out for a 3rd straight game for Houston with a bruised hand. And Adam Lind for Toronto listed as day-to-day with a bruised foot.
Yeah, Altuve leading the league in hits. Having a good year for the Houston Astros. Probably see him in the All-Star game.
Here's Ichiro, singled in his first at bat, as the Yankees had 2 successive singles with 2 outs, but weren't able to get anything going. After that, Solarte flew out to left.
Ichiro's had a good road trip, 9 for 25 on the trip.
Ground ball right side off the glove of Kyle Blanks, and Ichiro will be aboard.
That's going to be an error. E3. Blanks gets to it, and all of a sudden in and out. We used to see that from the bench. We'd yell at the player to get that trampoline out of your glove.
It's not webbing, it's actually a trampoline. So here's Solarte. 0 for his last 17. At this point, the Yankees, whether it's an E, a hit, a walk, they'll get on any way they can. They've got some ground to make up, and you got to take that in small bites. Try and get back into this. And if nothing else, Kenny, remind yourself that we had a pretty good offense going. You know, you don't want to leave here saying, what happened?
Well, the Yankees have an off day tomorrow. They have the long flight back east after the game today here in Oakland. And then they will start it up with the Toronto Blue Jays, a team that's ahead of them in the division, or leading the East. And the Blue Jays won again today.
I think 6 of the next 11 are with the Blue Jays. Is that right? Solarte popping one up behind the plate. Derek Norris. He's got room and he's got it. 2 away. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers for the entire series coming up. It'll start on Tuesday night in the Bronx with Marcus Stroman going up against Masahiro Tanaka as Tanaka looks for his 11th win of the season. Then Wednesday, it's Mark Burley against Chase Whitley, who's coming off his 2nd straight win. And Thursday, Drew Hutchison against David Phelps. And for Phelps, he had a strong start in his last outing as well, limiting Seattle to just 2 hits.
Yeah, the Yankees getting back into divisional play. The Blue Jays, the Orioles, the Blue Jays again, Boston, and then Tampa Bay.
I said Phelps against the M's. It was actually the A's in the opener. They won that game 7-0. 2 away, Kelly Johnson, the batter. Single in his first at bat was erased on a double play. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Chavez consistently low 90s with his fastball.
Johnson at first. Blanks has this one, no problem, and that'll do it. So Yanks get a man aboard and nothing else here at the top of the 5th. So we head to the bottom half. It's all A's, 10-0. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Buick. Visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. Well, so far this game for the Yankees has been like a slow boat in the ocean. Just has not moved along well for them and has not gone their way. They're down 10-0 on the strength of 11 hits for the A's, 2 home runs off the bat of Norris and Coco Crisp. Sean Kelly is the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Yankees. A's batting around to the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Blanks will lead things off. He did the same in the 4th, and he singled and scored a run.
Kelly worked briefly in last night's game, went just a third of an inning, and struck out the only batter he faced. That was Cespedes.
So they scored 8 runs on Vidal Nuno, 2 off Ramirez. Now Kelly will just try to keep it where it is. Salvage mode at this point, as they hope to get back in it offensively. Nice day so far for the 8-9-1 hitters for the A's. They're 5 for 5, 7 runs, 2 walks, and a 3-run home run. That would be Crisp at the top of the order. Blanks popping it up left side. Jeter shielding his eyes. And he's got it, 1 away.
I remember correctly playing here a lot of day games in Oakland early in the games. As the fielders on the left side of the field have problems with the sun, but as the afternoon moves along, and it's the right fielder and the center fielder start having their issues.
That'll bring up Nick Punto. A single and 2 runs scored. And first pitch swinging, pops that one up. Jeter again. Mirror image, different part of the diamond, 2 away.
When you start looking in the sun long enough, even with the sunglasses on, your eyes start to water. just come on down here already.
Did you play when you played with the flip downs?
So we had the flips, yeah. Nowadays, more players just keep the sunglasses on. Like that.
Would you have preferred that, though, or would you have preferred the natural vision?
That's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you would have liked a little more style out there than flip downs,
exactly.
right?
Just wear them out of the ballpark right after the game.
Kelly quickly ahead of Crisp, 0-2.
13th season now for Coco Crisp. Time flies by. Cleveland, Boston, Kansas City for a little bit, and now with Oakland for these last few years, and he's been solid for the A's. Like the way he sets up when he hits from both sides of the play. Watch him set his chin right on his front shoulder. He's got that Linda Blair thing working.
It's the first time I've heard it described as that. Very good, and just what the doctor ordered for the Yankees, a 1-2-3 inning from Sean Kelly as we take it to the 6th, and the Yanks down by 10. Stadium on Thursday, June 19th for one of the hottest collectibles of the season. It's Mark Teixeira bobblehead night, the first one of the 2014 Collectible Series, presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Top of the 6th inning here in Oakland. Jesse Chavez, a very manageable 64 pitches. That was pitch number 65 to Brett Gardner, leading things off here in the 6th. Gardner has popped out to second and grounded into a double play.
There's that cutter we were talking about. And Chavez breaking it over the inside corner. He can throw it over the inside corner or the outside corner to lefties. Working both sides of the plate with his cutting fastball. That's a curve right there.
swing that one away to stay alive.
You know what would be an interesting question to ask pitchers, starting pitchers in particular? What would you say is a comfortable lead? Would they say 5-0, 10-0, or would the really good pitchers say 1-0?
Gardner out to left field, and Jeffrey has it, one away. I think you're right. I think the follow-up question to you might be, what ballpark am I pitching in?
Yeah, that's true. Where am I pitching?
Leads a little safer here than maybe at Fenway.
And who am I pitching against? Yeah.
I think I know what Masahiro Tanaka, who will start on Tuesday against the Jays, might say. 1-0.
Yeah, he could say that.
He's been that good. His ERA of 2.02 leads the American League. Derek Jeter's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and grounded to first. And drives that one out to the gap in left center field. Outfielders chasing it down, and it'll drop. One hop on the warning track, and Jeter has a one-out double. That is only the second runner in scoring position this afternoon for the Yankees.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these fans came to see over this weekend. As Bob told you, 3 sellout crowds in their last attempts here in the Oakland area to see Derek Jeter. And that was a high pitch, and he ran in the gap, just missed hitting it out of the ballpark. As Gentry and Crisp run it down. Yeah, that brings the Yankee fans to their feet.
Well, the captain giving him something to cheer about. Now Jacoby Ellsbury will try and do the same. Maybe the Yanks can get a little something going here. Ellsbury 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the first and grounded to second in the fourth.
Yeah, by the way, now Derek is only 2 doubles behind Lou Gehrig as the all-time doubles leader for the New York Yankees.
Double number 532 for Jeter. Let's take a look at Jeter's swing one more time. This replay brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the Yankees. Amazing things are happening here.
They hung that one right up around the letters, and the captain obliged. Put the good wood on it.
You know he's on. He's got that little toe tap mechanism, and then just drives it out to the gap in left center. So here's Ellsbury on the 1-2 pitch. And a ball misses 2-2. Ellsbury trying to get one up the middle. Nice play there by Lowry to turn and fire and got him. The runner advances with 2 away.
Excellent play by Lowry at short. Showing his range to his glove side. He's got a big target over there at first base, so all he does is get the ball in the vicinity. His Blanks will reach out, maintain contact with the bag. Nice stretch by the big first baseman to get the out. And of course, pitchers love defensive help.
And I'm not so sure if Blanks isn't the first baseman, they get that out. To beat Ellsbury by about a half step. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Jeter on third now, and Mark Teixeira the hitter. He's flown out to right and popped to third. Chavez falling behind Teixeira. And Teixeira to left field. And fair. Jeter will score easily. Yankees are on the board as Mark Teixeira goes to second with a big 2-out double.
Well, you don't see Teixeira go the other way very often, but if he would do that more often, pick up a lot of hits until the defense would make the adjustments, because there's nobody over here. Just about everybody swung over to the right side. He goes against the traffic, opposite field double into the left field corner to pick up a run batted in.
And now the infield moves over. The shift is on for McCann with Teixeira on second. And strike one. Foul ball. Now, Kenny, this time we see Donaldson, because of the runner at second, shaded more towards third. You remember that one at bat by McCann back in the second inning. Donaldson was more at the shortstop position, and McCann grounded easily to him. So perhaps if McCann tries to go opposite way here with the shift on, there's a little more room to operate.
Yeah, a little bit more difficult to think about maneuvering the bat when you have two strikes, though. You know, the hitters that were quite adept at doing that, hitters like Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. I remember interviewing Tony Gwynn, and he would say, over the outer third of the plate, I'm hitting the ball to the opposite field. Inner third, I'm going to pull it. Middle of the plate, I can do anything I want.
That's an artist with the bat.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
He was.
2-2 pitch outside. Count goes full. Pitch fouled away. McCann staying alive, trying to knock Teixeira in from second.
'86 pitches, 59 of them have been strikes, so that's pretty good. That last fastball is about as hard as Chavez could throw at 92 miles an hour.
3-2 pitch again to McCann. Ball four. Oh no, strike three. Excuse me. The delayed reaction from Dale Scott. So a strikeout to end things. The Yankees get on the board, though. 2 doubles. It's now 10-1. Episode as we get the inside story of Ron Guidry's dominant performance in 1978 when he struck out 18 batters in one game. Don't miss a new Moments of Glory Wednesday at 11, only on Yes. Also upcoming this summer, other episodes: Aaron Boone's game-winning homer in 2003 ALCS, and Chris Chambliss' game-winning homer in the 76 ALCS.
18 strikeouts in one game.
Well, Sean Kelly had a nice fifth inning, got a couple pop-ups and a strikeout. And now the sixth inning, Craig Gentry leading things off against Adam Warren.
That game was pitched against the then California Angels. And there's some very good hitters in that lineup. But it was like a hot knife through butter for Ron Guidry that night.
Gentry hit by a pitch in his last at bat.
Yeah, Adam Warren now in the ball game. As you can see, Joe Girardi is going to maybe give each pitcher out of the bullpen an inning or two just to piece together the rest of these innings.
They've got the off day Monday.
Yeah, Adam Warren's had a very good year out of the bullpen.
Swing and a miss by Gentry. Strikeout for Warren.
He just blew him away. Let's see if he can hit this.
Yoenis Cespedes is 2 for 3 today. First pitch swinging, popped up. Mark Teixeira calling off Brian McCann, 2 away.
Easier play for the first baseman as Teixeira comes in and makes a play for out number 2.
Well, Kenny, let's take a look at our game changer presented by T-Mobile.
Well, it's back in the first inning, and Derek Norris comes to play with 2 on and 1 out, now 3 in. His 7th home run of the year, and that got the A's started this afternoon.
So part of the 2 for 3 day for Norris, who comes to the plate now. Warren will try to get him out for a second straight 1-2-3 inning for Yankees pitching.
Now you saw in the graphics there, his batting average 302, but his on pace percentage is 100 points higher than that, and that's very good. You get to that situation. I mean, you're getting your walks, you're running deep counts, and you're swinging the bat pretty well as a 300 hitter. So he's got a good idea when he comes to the plate what he's looking for to hit, and if he doesn't get it, you know, he's going to take till he gets to 2 strikes. As I said, he's becoming one of the better hitting catchers in this league. Over 300 since last year's All-Star break.
Warren misses inside with a fastball, 2-1. So Ryan Cook up in the bullpen for the A's. Bob Melvin again making a few changes in the middle of this lineup, and it's paid off. Norris batting cleanup for the first time. He has 2 hits and a 3-run home run. Josh Donaldson moved down to 6th, just broke his 0 for streak with an RBI single. And the 8-9-1 hitters and the number 2 hitter Gentry have been terrific today. Two to Norris. Shot down the line. Right past Kelly Johnson and into the corner. Norris will round. And he'll be into second with a double, so he is a triple shy of the cycle this afternoon.
Keep an eye on Derek Norris. The A's got him in the Gio Gonzalez trade. He sent Gonzalez to Washington, and Norris is part of the package that they got back from the Nationals. And he might be the A's catcher for a long time to come.
Well, now Jed Lowry, he's one of only 2 A's who do not have hits this afternoon. Lowry is 0 for 3. Brandon Moss is 0 for 3.
Yeah, Moss hasn't been able to gather any hits either.
Warren in with strike 1. Kenny, second time we've referenced it this series. They have the Cocoa Crisp Garden Gnome night coming up. There was a sign as we drove into the stadium. It advertised that night that said the only garden gnome that catches every fly.
That's great stuff. Fun with bobbleheads and garden gnomes on this trip. Yeah, well,
Macklemore bobblehead night in Seattle a few nights ago.
And of course, we got Mark Teixeira bobblehead night coming up at the stadium.
They've got some great ones too. I think last year was Jeter, Yogi, and that'll do it. Lowry can't hold up, and he's rung up by third base umpire Hal Gibson. So a double and nothing else, and we head to the 7th here in Oakland. Great Yankees tradition with the New York Yankees Old Timers Day Special presented by your Tri-State Ford dealers. See your favorite Yankees legends don the pinstripes and take the field once again. Next Sunday morning, it all begins at 11, only on Yes. And speaking of old timers, the race in between innings, Dennis Eckersley, Raleigh Fingers, Ricky Henderson. Meredith called Ricky Henderson. She picked him. I took Eckersley.
Yeah, I was thinking Eck. I picked him the first night. He came in a distant third, and well, it hasn't picked up at all.
Fingers won the first 2 nights, which you wouldn't figure.
Well, she picked Fingers the first night too.
So Meredith wins. Hearty congratulations.
Yes,
that's it. By the way, that's the 13th win for Ricky this year. 16 wins for Raleigh and only 5 for Eck. Hot shot off the bat of Carlos Beltran, out to the gap and gone. My goodness, did that thing fly out of the joint. Beltran, his second hit, and it's a home run. It's 10-2.
How about if you're Ryan Cook coming out of the bullpen? Your first pitch leaves the ballpark. You know, you're down there warming up. You feel pretty good. They can't touch this stuff.
Now batting.
Boom. 6th home run of the year for Carlos Beltran. Don't blink. Get out of here in a hurry.
400 plus out to right center. So now Ichiro has been on twice on a single and an error. Take a look at the Cadillac scoreboard. That home run makes it 10-2. By the way, those 10 runs, first time the A's have scored 10 against the Yankees since July 1st of 2007. The Yankees with 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, trying to get some good things going here down the stretch in this game. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Ichiro, little chopper. Lowry gonna have to hustle. Bare hands it. Not gonna happen. Ichiro's aboard.
Second hit of the day. Infield single this time. That's the play that man, it's a nightmare for shortstops and third basemen. When it comes off the bat, Ichiro's back.
Now batting. Number 26.
They know the pressure's on. That's why he went to the bare hand and still couldn't get him. Even though Ichiro's kind of slowed down about a half a step, 40 years old now, still faster than most down the first baseline.
Remember before you mentioned the trampoline in the glove, that's almost like a trampoline in front of the plate. He just knocks it off the trampoline, it bounces up, and yet another infield single for Ichiro. Yangervis Solarte's 0 for 2. We're probably really glad to see Jesse Chavez out of the game. He was at 87 pitches, certainly could have gone longer, but with the big lead the A's have, Bob Melvin looking at it like, let's manage his arm and his pitch count. So they'd like to do a little damage here against the A's bullpen.
And Chavez had only won 1 of his last 4 decisions. The other, he lost to Toronto, lost here against Detroit, beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, then lost to the Angels down in Anaheim. They have chosen not to hold Ichiro on at first base. That's like daring him to go.
And he does. And a swing and a miss there by Solarte for out number 1 as Ichiro moves to second.
And it's going to be defensive indifference. They weren't holding him on, and they've kind of allowed him to go to second base. And Solarte's problems continue. He's now 0 for his last 19.
Meanwhile, for Kelly Johnson, a hit in last night's game, a double, one of the 3 hits the Yankees had, and today a single as well. So he'd like to keep a good thing going and build on that. Maybe knock in a run. Cook's got that funky little motion where he kind of hides the ball.
He's been recently off the disabled list, a forearm strain. Had him out for a while.
.30 pitches outside. Johnson is aboard. Two aboard with one away here in the top of the 7th. A leadoff home run this inning for Carlos Beltran. His first home run since April 22nd. That spanned 88 at bats. Brett Gardner is 0 for 3. A couple balls hit in the air for outs, and then it grounded into a double play in the 3rd.
You know, fans might be saying, well, Beltran hit the home run. It's been the first since, what you say, April 22nd? And a lot of fans, it's only 10-2. But the thing is, this guy's just coming off the disabled list. You want to get him going. And, you know, whether it's in a 10-2 game or a 2-2 game, you'd like to see him start to swing the bat the way he can. He's got 2 hits today. He had a multi-hit game up in Seattle one of the games and drove in a run in the 1st inning. And Carlos Beltran, remember, he led the Cardinals in home runs last year.
Cook is having a hard time finding the strike zone. His 2nd straight at bat, going 3-0 on a hitter.
Abad gets up.
And finally in with a strike, 3-1. Swinging a miss, 3-2. Gardner wanted every bit of that one.
95 miles an hour. Cook generating some heat right there. Kind of a little tap with the glove. And just fires right for the middle of the plate.
3-2, 2 aboard, 1 away. Payoff pitch to Gardner. Fouled away. Derek Jeter on deck. He doubled and scored back in the 6th. Gardner doing what he does best. Fighting pitches off and staying alive.
He just got a piece of that one. Keep it going. Cook has already thrown 21 pitches in this inning. Only has 1 out.
Do it again on 3-2.
No reason to throw anything else with an 8-run lead. Just pump the fastballs in there.
Ichiro's on 2nd. Johnson on 1st. And ball 4. 2 straight walks for Ryan Cook, and the bases are loaded for the Yankees, putting the pieces of the puzzle together here in the top of the 7th.
Here comes pitching coach Kurt Young. Abad still throwing, as this is not a good situation.
Well, you'd like the righty on righty matchup with Cook still out there, but you want your guy to throw strikes too.
Yeah, you do.
I want to remind you, about a month from now, Major League Baseball will hold its annual All-Star festivities at Target Field in Minnesota. And coverage of the Home Run Derby takes place Monday the 14th on ESPN. And then Tuesday night at 7:30, Fox will have all the excitement of the 85th All-Star game. To go to Yankees.com or MLB.com and vote for your favorite Yankees and other stars. Voting continues through July 3rd. And speaking of voting for a guy in his final season, Derek Jeter is the leading vote getter for the American League team at shortstop. And he's up at a big spot. He doubled in his last at bat. Bases loaded, 1 out here. And he looks at strike 1. You've got Ichiro on third, Kelly Johnson at second, and Brent Gardner on first. Speed on the bases. Jeter at the plate. And holds up 1-1. Strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Great numbers for Jeter with the bases loaded. 1 grand slam. They will just settle for a base hit here to knock in a couple and keep this inning alive, keep hope alive. Jeter lifts one to the gap in right center field. Moss over to glove it. Ichiro tags. The throw home from Moss, a strong throw, but Ichiro slides in ahead. And another run for the Yankees. It's 10-3.
Sac fly to medium deep right center field. And the speed of Ichiro proved too much for the arm of Brandon Moss.
Number 22, Jacoby Ellsbury.
The other runners are going to hold. You can see Ichiro touching the home plate with his left hand.
So 2 outs now, runners at first and second. And Jacoby Ellsbury trying to start another hitting streak after his ended last night at 17. He's 0 for 3. Couple ground balls and a strikeout looking this afternoon. To second base. Punto gobbles it up, and that'll do it. Yankees get 2 more. 1 on a home run from Carlos Beltran. So it's 10-3 Yankees as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 10-3 A's. Some changes for the Yankees in this ball game, and we'll detail those in just a bit. Out in left field, it's now Alfonso Soriano. In center field, Brett Gardner has moved over to replace Jacoby Ellsbury. And then Brendan Ryan is the new shortstop. Brian McCann has gone to first base from behind the plate. And John Ryan Murphy is in there doing the catching. So this is Jeter leaving the field. And that is it for him, his final regular season appearance here in Oakland. Cadillac scoreboard, the A's lead it 10-3 on the strength of 12 hits. The Yankees have gotten back into this with 1 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. When I say get back into it, in terms of feeling good and getting some offense going, something they could not do against the starter Jesse Chavez.
So Adam Warren in there for his second inning of work.
Couple strikeouts in his last inning of work. Josh Donaldson ended his hitless skid with a chop single to the right side and RBI in the 4th. Shot to short. Brendan Ryan knocks it down and recovers one away. Hey, let's go back to the studio for another update with Ryan Ruocco. Ryan.
Now batting right fielder, 37, Brandon Moss.
All right, Ryan, thank you. So kind of helping the Yankees out there, the fact that those two teams split that series, and throughout the course of this Western swing, the Yankees helped themselves, although last night with just the 1 run on 3 hits, and today the lack of pitching by Nuno and Ramirez. We'll see what happens here over the course of the next couple innings. The Yankees have been chipping away at the lead. Here's Brandon Moss. Again, one of just 2 A's on the afternoon who do not have hits. He's 0 for 3.
Well, the Yankees got behind the 8 ball early in this game. 3 in the first, 3 in the second for the A's. And from that point on, it's been an uphill battle. Well, the A's weren't stopped scoring. They scored 4 more in the 4th. And it run out to a 10-0 lead.
Warren trying to battle back from 3-0. Ball 4 away, a 1-out walk. And let's take a look at Tuesday's starting pitchers. It's brought to you by Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet. That's powerful. It'll be Marcus Stroman. He's 3-1, an ERA north of 5, going up against Masahiro Tanaka. Our pregame coverage begins at 6:30 on Yes. The game's on My 9, and then, of course, afterwards we'll have postgame coverage on Yankees Extra Innings on Yes. But Tanaka looked terrific against Seattle, Kenny, and looking for win number 11 in that game.
Well, Seattle's certainly a different type of challenge than Toronto. Toronto was they're the leading home run hitting team in the major leagues. If you make mistakes, they have a tendency not to come back against that team.
Kyle Blanks is 2 for 3. Fouls out and just behind the Yankees dugout.
That fan came prepared. Has himself a souvenir.
Blanks in the 8th spot today, and 9 of the 10 runs scored by the A's have come from the 8, 9, 1, and 2 spots. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Blanks has scored a couple runs, and he got 2 rallies started. The one in the 2nd inning, and also the one in the 4th inning.
Big swing and a miss by Blanks. 2 away. Let's go back to Tanaka in that start against Seattle. He went complete game and he whiffed a lot of hitters.
Yeah, he did, and the Yankees are hoping this type of pitching shows on Tuesday night against Toronto. Nasty splitter. Oh, it's unbelievable, that pitch. Good slider right there. Another splitter, a left-handed hitter. Fastball over the outside corner, well spotted. Complete game effort from Masahiro Tanaka as the Yankees won 4-2.
11 strikeouts in that game for Tanaka. And that one splitter should be called something else, a super splitter, or something like that.
Somebody will come up with something, and maybe get our writers on it, or Yes Network writers.
In that game, he did allow a couple runs, but he actually dropped his overall ERA from 2.05 to 2.02, and that leads the American League.
I think strikeout to walk ratio. That's like Little League stuff.
About 9-1. With 2 away, this is Nick Punto. He has singled and walked. He scored twice. Also popped out to short. Wrapped down the right field line, but foul. For the A's, Kenny, they were looking for something to feel good about, get back on track offensively. They've got the Texas Rangers coming to town. And they'll be here tomorrow night, a 3-game series. And they'd like to kick Texas down while they're down. You know, Texas is having all kinds of problems and injury problems this season.
Not only position players, but in the starting pitching. But the A's will see Yu Darvish. When you mentioned the Texas Rangers coming in, it was the first thing I went to see if he was going to pitch, and he's pitching the middle game of the series.
And that'll do it. A strikeout of Punto, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Warren. Will the Yankees make some more noise in the top of the 8th? Stick around and find out. The A's broke out early against Vidal Nuno. A 3-run home run by Derek Norris in the first, followed by a 3-run shot from Coco Crisp in the second. Staked him to a 6-0 lead. Joe Girardi stuck with Nuno, trying to get some length out of him, but ultimately the A's knocked him out in the fourth. He was charged with 8 runs. And on the flip side of that, Jesse Chavez, a nice start, 6 innings. He allowed just 5 hits and a run before Bob Melvin went to his bullpen. So we stand at 10-3. We'll see if the Yankees can continue A little bit of work offensively against the bullpen as the lefty Fernando Abad comes into the game. His 33rd appearance, ERA of 1.69 and 26 strikeouts against 10 walks. Opponents batting just 148 against him.
Yeah, he's been really, really tough. Has not allowed an earned run over his last 13 outings.
(10-3) on the Hyundai scoreboard. 12 hits for the A's, 7 for the Yankees. Yankees have made a little noise the past couple innings. They scored 1 in the 6th off Chavez and 2 in the 7th off Ryan Cook. John Ryan Murphy will lead things off.
Yeah, Murphy's now in the cleanup spot in the lineup.
Abad quickly ahead 0-2. The lefty Matt Thornton up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Adam Warren, a nice 2 innings of work, 4 strikeouts. Murphy skies one out to left center field. Crisp and Gentry converge, and Gentry calls off Crisp for the first out. Well, as promised earlier, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to Yes Network using the hashtag YesFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T and Little Biggie. And that is an apt description for that photo, especially on Father's Day. What a cute picture. He's explaining the game to her right there.
Either there, and she's saying, "Tell me who this guy is again."
You know, the Yankees, they grow them young.
Yes, they do.
Brian McCann is 0 for 3. A grounder to third and 2 strikeouts.
Said many times, baseball's a generational game. Fathers take sons and daughters to the game, and when the time comes, they become parents and they take their children to games.
Rally cap on the right side there. Hoping the Yankees can get something going. Down 10-3. That pitch in past the shoulder of McCann, and it hits Dale Scott. Not sure exactly where that hit him, Kenny.
Well, it looks to be somewhere on the right side. Maybe the
squeezing his hand, maybe the elbow or the bicep. Let's take a look.
Well, we'll take a look at what exactly happened. Here's the pitch from Abad. Almost hit McCann off the glove of Norris, and then hits Dale Scott around the elbow.
Top of the forearm. Right by the elbow. You can see them kind of flexing that, seeing how it feels.
He's trying to, maybe a little, it might have gone numb on him and just trying to shake the feeling back in it. Veteran Dale Scott, crew chief.
You know, umpires must be like chefs. When chefs have to describe all the little cuts and things they have that they can describe, umpires are like, yep, you see down a scar on the shoulder? That's when I was hit by a fastball that wasn't caught. This is from a foul ball here on the left side.
Well, years ago, I fouled the ball off and it broke the wrist of home plate umpire Lee Wire. And the next day he was on the field umpiring third base with a cast on his wrist.
He say anything to you?
No, because
say anything to him?
No, I didn't get the third base the next night.
Dale Scott shakes it off. We're ready to go. 1-2 pitch coming up to McCann from Abad. Those breaking ball just misses the inside corner. 2-2. breaking ball again and misses. The count goes full.
Now this is a little different situation for Abad as he walks McCann with one out here. But we mentioned his effectiveness out of the bullpen. And one way of determining how effective a relief pitcher is when he comes into ball games with men on base. Abad has not allowed an inherited runner to score this year. So he's been doing the job for Bob Melvin and these A's.
Well, Carlos Beltran in his last at bat hit a home run, and this time Lowry smothers it with a dive at short. They get the lead runner there. That's all they could get, but that's a nice play by Lowry.
Well, you can see why he was an All-American at Stanford. Not only swings a pretty good bat, he's been cold lately. Hey, wait a minute. Beltran walked off the field thinking it was the third out, and now they've whipped the ball over the first base and they tag him, and the inning is over.
Joe Girardi's going to come out and get an explanation, but Beltran did leave the field, or began to walk off.
And I believe he thought that was the third out at second, and he begins to walk off at first, and the throw goes over there, and he's tagged out.
Let's take a look at what happened, Kenny.
That's Nick Punto with the ball. Then he realizes Beltran's not on the bag. That's Kyle Blanks. And he's called out by first base umpire Dan Iasonia. Wow.
So a blank spot there as Blanks tags him out. Let's head to the bottom of the 8th. We're back at the bottom of the 8th in Oakland. A's lead at 10-3 on the Hyundai scoreboard. We have seen some strange things in this game. Matt Thornton is the new pitcher for the Yankees after 2 solid innings of relief by Adam Warren.
Yeah, we should explain what happened there. The umpire ruled that Beltran abandoned first base. So the play goes as a 6-4-3 double play that ends the inning.
The man at the plate, Coco Crispus, had a good afternoon. 3 runs scored, 2 hits, including a 3-run homer.
So Beltran lost track of the outs. It ends up being doubled up.
And not a shining moment for him. And as he rounded into foul territory, by the way, which was legit after touching first base, he kind of looked up at the crowd in the stands and never saw a scoreboard that said only 1 out.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he realized and started walking back, trying to creep back over the first, but the A's caught him.
Thornton missing low, 2-2.
Here's another look. Down the line. Right now he thinks that's the third out at second. He touches the bag, but he heads back to the dugout. Here's where he abandons the base. And now he realized, wait, there's only 2 outs. I'm going to walk back to the bag and try and sneak in there. But Nick Punto threw the ball over the blanks and he tagged him out. And he definitely did abandon the bag.
And strike 3 there from Thornton. Coco Crisp thought he was aboard. Not the case, 1 away.
Well, it looks like Dale Scott's right arm is okay as he punches out Coco Crisp.
Eighth strikeout of the afternoon for the A's by Yankees pitching, and here's Craig Gentry. Gentry has singled, scored a couple runs. Was also hit by a pitch in the head by Jose Ramirez and scored a run.
Makes you wonder how many years ago players did not wear helmets.
You're a silver linings kind of person, but the bullpen for the Yankees, as Joe Girardi is trying to give some guys some work here before they head back home. Sean Kelly threw a nice 5th. Adam Warren the 6th and 7th. He struck out 4 along the way. And now a ground ball to short. Brendan Ryan on to first. McCann can't pick it. The throw is low, and that'll send Gentry to second.
We told you Gentry could run. The pressure was on Brendan Ryan. I wonder how they're going to score this. Maybe a hit and an error, or maybe just a straight 2-base error. And we also said anytime the ball gets beyond the first baseman here, the runner's going to be at second base. So this will go as a single and an error. Gentry gets his second hit of the day, but he's at second on the error by Brendan Ryan.
And now Yoenis Cespedes has 2 singles on the afternoon. Got a man in scoring position out there. Thornton behind 2-0. Big swing and a miss. Cespedes does not get cheated on his swings.
If the Yankees go down in this game, and we're getting to the latter stages here, they're down 10-3. It's still going to be a winning road trip. They'll go back 5-4. But anytime you got a coast-to-coast flight, you got a loss underneath your belt, that's a long way to carry it.
Jim Johnson pacing around in the bullpen for the A's. It was a game where you wanted to see more out of Vidal Nuno. Something better than giving up the 8 runs in 3+ innings. because you wanted to continue that good run of starting pitching that you had. Some good things coming together on this road trip, and they seem to have fallen by the wayside in this game.
Yeah, but baseball is one of those deals where it's just one game in a long season. And the Yankees have a well, you go coast to coast, you get an off day, kind of decompress after the 3-hour time difference, get back on East Coast time and ready to go on a Tuesday night.
3-2 pitch to Cespedes. Held away.
When you came on this road trip and you looked at who are you going to play, Kansas City and then Seattle and then here in Oakland, you would figure that this would be the toughest stop on the trip.
Especially since Seattle had won 6 of its previous 7 before the Yankees touched down in Seattle.
Yeah, but that shows you how big it was to sweep those 3 games there, because that enables you to come away with a winning trip by sweeping Seattle and going 1-2 in Kansas City and 1-2 here if the Yankees drop this game.
Cespedes to short. Ryan across the diamond, and he's got it that time, 2 away. We'll get complete analysis of today's series finale on the WB Mason postgame after the final out. Stay right here on Yes for all the reaction from the players in the clubhouse, and hear Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame, only on Yes. Two away with Gentry on second, and here is Derek Norris. Terrific afternoon for him. A 3-run homer, a single, and a double. Triple shy of the cycle. Not sure if the big catcher can get it. Matt Thornton certainly hopes that he does not. Misses away. The ball gets away from John Ryan Murphy. That allows Gentry to go to third.
John Ryan had a couple of pass balls in last night's game. See how this is going to be another one. Catchable ball.
Two away here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch up to Norris, 2-0. Big swing and a miss, 2-1.
By the way, they've changed the scoring on the Gentry. Instead of a hit and an error, now it's just a straight 2-base error. And I hate when that happens.
Yeah, hitters don't like that late change.
They don't want that taken off the board.
2-1 Norris driving one to right field. Ichiro is on it, and that'll do it. Here in the 8th, as we take it to the top of the 9th, the Yankees down by 7 here in Oakland. Remember for those two. My goodness. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Tri-Honda dealer. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2014 models. We head to the top of the ninth here in Oakland. Yankees down by 7, trailing the A's 10-3. As you look at the scoreboard, the A's with 12 hits, Yankees with 7.
Here's a pitcher coming in that the A's want to get straightened out. You can see the high earned run average. The walk to strikeout ratio not very good. More than a hit per inning. Batting average against 327. Jim Johnson struggled big time. He was supposed to be the closer.
And his numbers actually decent on the road. They're just far worse at home.
He's allowed 11 runs over his last 14 innings. He was brought in to close. That role is now being filled by Sean Doolittle.
He's ahead of Ichiro, 0-2. A swing the ball down, and Ichiro will jog to first, but Norris throws one away. So Ichiro ends his day 2 for 4.
Like Johnson went to the changeup to pick up the strikeout.
Now batting, number 26, Yankees Solarte.
Well, Yangervis Solarte wants to head home feeling a little better about where he's at hitting. 0 for his last 19. He's 0 for 3 today. Pitch inside, 2-0.
Well, the trip started pretty well for Solarte. He went 4 for 10 in Kansas City. But then he was shut down in Seattle, and he hasn't had a hit here in Oakland as well.
Johnson able to square up the count at 2-2.
That got Derek Norris.
What a painful day behind the plate today.
Oh, yeah, and it doesn't look good. Trying to get the glove off to show the bare hand to the trainer. Let's take a look and see what happened here. He's got the glove up. Oh, the bat comes down and hits him on the wrist. Wasn't the foul ball.
You'd see him doing the stress test there to see how his muscles and everything is reacting.
A lot of small bones in the hands. Looks like who is it, Jaso or Vogt?
Vogt.
They're both putting it on the equipment, only one at a time. Only one of you can come in.
It's whoever gets dressed fastest gets to go in. Hey, tonight on Yes, don't miss a new edition of WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper looks back at this week's West Coast swing. Plus, get a preview of the upcoming divisional battle against the first-place Blue Jays. It's a new Joe Girardi Show tonight after the postgame, only on Yes. Also, there's an interview in that show with head of communications for the Yankees, Jason Zillo. He has spearheaded Hope Week, and that begins on Monday with a reunion of all the Hope Week participants, and then all the big reveals of who this year's participants are begins on Tuesday, and we'll detail those stories for you on our batting practice show and pregame show on Yes.
False alarm for the backup catchers.
2-2. And now the count is 3-2.
As Norris stays in the game.
Ball in the dirt, and it's a walk. Or did he go? No. They say he did not go, so it's a 1-out walk for Solarte. As he wastes no time vacating the plate, getting down to first base.
Well, when you're 0 for 19, you haven't been down there in a while.
Number 33, Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson has been on base a couple times today. A single back in the third, and he walked in the seventh. Yankees trying to do against Johnson what they did in the sixth and seventh. String together some good at-bats and some hits and get a little bit of offense going.
They're not holding Solarte.
Kelly Johnson to center field. Coco Crisp is back and right in front of the wall makes the catch. 2 away. But Johnson gave it a ride. The Yankees are down to their last out.
They picked on the wrong part of the ballpark. It's a long way out to center. And Coco Crisp is one of those outfielders, center fielders that plays fairly deep.
Number 11, Brett Gardner.
Now Brett Gardner, who is 0 for 3 today. Drew a walk back in the seventh. Again, blanks at first, plays way behind Solarte. Not concerned with him at all as a runner. Gardner looks at strike one. Solarte does go on defensive indifference.
Yep, he still hasn't had a major league stolen base.
Inside to Gardner, 2-1. For a strike, 2-2. Yanks down to their last strike.
Four of the next 5 series will be at Yankee Stadium for Joe Girardi and the Yankees. Chance to improve on their home record.
2-2 pitch. This is inside 3-2. Gardner works the count full. Gardner out to right field, driven deep and gone. Brett Gardner with a big home run as the umpire at first base calls it gone emphatically. And Gardner with a big 2-run home run to make it 10-5. Boy, that is clutch hitting there with Gardner down to his last strike. Trying to give the Yankees a little hope offensively, and it's a 2-run shot.
Yeah, this is his 5th home run of the year, and we told you Jim Johnson has struggled. And they continue. His struggles continue here tonight, didn't it? Under no pressure whatsoever, the Yankees have touched him up for a couple of runs.
Dan Iasonia all over it, the first base umpire. So now 10-5. And here is Brendan Ryan. Took over for Derek Jeter at short. Kenny, does that home run? We don't know what's going to happen here yet with 2 outs, but does it make you feel any better as you head back?
Well, you know, it makes Gardner feel better with his 5th home run of the year. But, you know, after falling behind 10-0, the Yankees advanced with 5 straight runs, 5 unanswered runs. So to me, even in games where you get blown out, if you can score a few towards the end of the game, it kind of gets the momentum going back in your direction. Even though that if you lose this game, you feel a little bit better in yourself than being shut out 10-0. Let's put it that way.
Ryan's ahead in the count 3-1. Activity in the A's bullpen. And it's a walk.
The Bluebirds starting to come out here in Oakland.
And that'll bring up Alfonso Soriano with 2 away.
And Luke Gregerson is warming up in a hurry. And Kurt Young, the pitching coach, going out to the mound to slow things down to give Gregerson a little bit more time to get loose.
And again, with the Rangers coming to town, no off day, Bob Melvin did not want to get another reliever up, and Jim Johnson has put him in that position.
And imagine Jim Johnson, you've had over 100 saves in 2 years. Now, of course, last year it wasn't quite as easy as the previous season because he led the league in blown saves. But you would expect his confidence is somewhat shot.
Blanks is going to hold Ryan at first base with 2 outs. First pitch swinging by Soriano. Pitch away, 1-1. Again, 1 in the 6th for the Yanks, 2 in the 7th, and 2 more here in the 9th. Trying not to go quietly here in Oakland. And Soriano to right. We'll see if it drops, and it does. Yankees remain alive. As Ryan goes to second, Soriano's got a single, and there are 2 aboard. That looks like it's going to do it for Jim Johnson.
Wow.
He has heard the boos here in Oakland, and he will hear them again today. So we will step aside as the Yankees again won't go quietly with 2 outs in the 9th. They're down 10-5 with 2 aboard. Divisional battle with the power-laden and division-leading Blue Jays. Yes, has pre- and post-game coverage around Game 1 starting at 6:30. Then catch full coverage of Game 2 beginning Wednesday at 6 o'clock only on Yes. Some tremendous pitching in that one. Tanaka time on Tuesday, Mark Burley on Wednesday, and you see Jim Johnson in the dugout. He is just not getting the job done, and that is a expensive guy to be in a mop-up role, and he couldn't mop up.
Well, he's getting paid closer money, but he's not closing games anymore, as Luke Gregerson is trying to pick up the final out. Gregerson has done a pretty good job for these A's, and we told you about it, not allowed an inherited runner to score this year. The only problem for Gregerson, he's allowed half the inherited runners he's had coming into ball games to score, and he's coming in with men on base.
Well, the Yankees remain down to their final out, but they're making this ninth inning fun here. They've gotten a couple runs. They've got 2 aboard, and here's John Ryan Murphy. And strike 1 from Gregerson. Murphy came in as a defensive replacement a couple innings ago as McCann went to first and Teixeira was removed from the game. For no other reason than Girardi making a few changes, taking some players out. Ellsbury came out of the game as well, along with Derek Jeter. First and second, 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, 1-1.
This is what they didn't want to see. In a game in which you score 10 runs, your closer has to get up.
Two hits and 2 walks in the inning for the Yankees. John Ryan Murphy trying to keep it alive. Swing and a miss, 1-2, and again the Yankees down to their last strike. Brett Gardner was in a similar position, and he hit a 2-run home run. A's fans trying to rally Gregerson to the finish line, and Murphy trying to extend this game. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. Two aboard, and the 2-2 pitch coming up to Murphy. And a swing and a miss in the dirt. Norris will take a step outside onto first, and that will do it. The Yankees at least make it interesting with 2 more here in the ninth. Brett Gardner, a 2-run shot, his 6th home run of the season. The Yankees, though, fall to 10-5. They finish the road trip 5-4 as they get ready to head back to the Bronx for Tanaka time on Tuesday. We'll have more coming up from Oakland, but right now let's send it back to the studio for what's ahead on the postgame with Ryan Ruocco.